I grew up, I spent most of my time in bars with my dad. He ran money for the mafia, but I was used as a gopher boy at times. FBI come in, I was thrown through a window, get gambling tickets out, stuff them in trunks. I learned how to do a lot and knew a lot more than what I should have at them ages. It was the trait of the whole family with the whole scene that I had. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 11. I kind of started going down a little bit of a rough patch at that point. And then my dad, well, it was ruled as we're not so positive that it was. It was about a month and a half till I found him and seen, things I never wish upon anybody. It was a very rough scene. The week after I found my dad, some church people grabbed a hold of me, going to acquire the fire, but I was just in a whole mess of bouncing in and out. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I kept everything sheltered. And, with just knowing my last name, I fell into a bunch of connections, and I started kind of running off hill myself, knowing drug dealers, mafia people. I kind of started picking up the trade of what I had always known was to be right, and continued long into my 20s, started doing drugs, alcohol. At that point, all I seen was all about the money and the partying life. I was married, fall deeper into alcohol and drugs, caused me to get divorced. My son was later diagnosed with leukemia at 3.5 years old. Is now a leukemia survivor. When it come down to it, that was the start of me changing my life around off of a lot of the stuff except for drinking. I drank heavily. It wasn't nothing for me to get off work, grab 2 12-packs, drink them that night, repeat the next day, and that's the kind of scene I had with my dad. One leads into another with everything. I had my own landscaping company, and God shut me down. It was a be still moment. So I started working at Sticks and Stones and working with a young man, Noah Fent, who goes to this church. He started talking to me about God here and there. The more questions I asked him, the more right answers I got out of him, and really I feel that God sent him to me. There was a reason for all this, and a reason for my business being shut down. I mean, it all led me to Noah, which Noah then invited me to Ashland New Life, and within 2 weeks I hit my knees. That was the first time I'd ever hit my knees at an altar. I was already in tears walking up to the altar. I felt like I knew what I had to do at that point, and I felt a presence on me. I hit my knees and started praying from there for help for me and my kids, because I knew I had to change my life around for my kids. It was about 4 months after that, then I was baptized, and then my kids followed me with getting baptized the following year in April. It just kind of changed my whole life around, and I'm very thankful that God sent me Noah. It was the following November I started my own landscaping company back up, and so far it's been successful. After that, in February, I got a phone call to come get my children, and since February, now I've been ruled full temporary custody of my children. We can all pray for it. It's looking at a full custody as of right now. One, he took my pain away from everything. I was holding a lot of guilt, a lot that felt like I was pressured on, and taught me how to just lay everything at his feet, not take it upon myself, and how to not worry about what everybody else cares about. I look at everything differently. I listen more before acting. A lot of my anger's gone. It revamped me all the way through. Just the main thing, God's bigger than any problem you got. I mean, you really need to lay it at his feet. Prayers really do work. There's a lot in prayer power. People might think it's a joke, but I'm living proof of it.